All right, in this little mini lesson, I'm going to review what we talked about when we were writing equations of a circle. So just a little recap. Remember, when we write an equation of a circle, we will be using the equation that looks like this. Remember, H and K are the center. Keep in mind that we need to switch the signs when we have the equation. So when we switch them to put them in, or when we take it out of the equation, we need to switch the signs. Remember, r is the radius of the equation. We will square it when we put it into the equation. If we take it out of the equation, we will use the square root of it. Example 1. If I give you the center and the radius of 8. First, I will start with the equation of a circle. I know that I have h and k. I will plug those values in to the equation for h and k. If I'm given the radius of 8, I will plug that in as well. I can simplify that radius squared to 64. This would be the equation given the center and the radius. Keep in mind, hypothetically, if that center was negative 4, 3, then I would want this to now become a positive 4 because it's going to switch the sign when I plug it into the equation. In the given example, they are both positive, which is why that would be a negative and a negative. But don't forget that for when you are writing the equations, that you want to switch the signs. The next thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to write an equation based on a graph. What I recommend doing first is naming the center. The center of this circle will be at 5, negative 4. From there, what we want to do is we want to use Pythagorean theorem in order to find the radius. The reason I'm doing this is because I can't count over exactly to get to the edge of the circle. I'm going to make a right triangle. If you remember, in Pythagorean's theorem, we used a squared plus b squared equals c squared. When I do my a and my b, those will be the legs of your triangle. C squared will be the hypotenuse. Keep in mind, the hypotenuse is the same as the radius. So in this case, I'm going to go 3 down and 3 over. When I put that into the Pythagorean's theorem, I will have 3 squared plus 3 squared equals the radius squared. That will be 9 plus 9, which will be 18. Now I can go to the formula that we have for the equation of a circle. I can use the original center and the radius squared to plug into the formula. Remember, we're going to switch the sign. So minus 5, so it's 5 squared, and then it is minus a negative 4, so that's going to turn it into a positive 4. And then we will use the value from our Pythagorean's theorem to put here at the end. This will be the equation of the circle based on the graph. Lastly, you'll be asked to graph an equation based on the given information. I recommend, again, telling the center of the circle. Remember, we're going to switch the sign. This will be a positive 1 and a negative 3. The radius, when we take it from the equation, we need to take the square root of that number. The square root of 4 will give me 2. I can then plot the center at 1, -3, and I can go out 2 on each side in order to find the values that I can draw in for that circle. Doesn't have to be perfect, just make it round.